Hello, welcome to my channel. It's the darling astral intuitive and messenger, an embodiment of the divine, resident astrologer for Sad Girls Club, sadgirlsclub.org, and founder, head witch in charge, and high priestess of the Sagittarius woman. So there's gonna be some links in my down below. You can check out more videos on Instagram. My at is at auntie_VEI. Yeah, let's get into this tarot pull. So I already pulled the Fool and it was in the direct position, sorry. This card jumped out at me during my last video that I made, so I want to just get into what we can expect. This is the full moon in Aquarius. It's all about the journey. And it's a brand new beginning. This is a new life that we're stepping into. Big, major changes. Full moon in Aquarius with Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Big changes. We have the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, in Capricorn with some major karmic placements here. We have the South Node in reverse. We have Pluto in reverse. We have Saturn at home in Capricorn in reverse, all in the second house. Big life changes. This is a complete reset of the person, of the world that we have lived in the life that we've been living. So let's get into this reading. We get the Knight of Pentacles. We get the Hangman in reverse. We get the Three of Pentacles. We get the Five of Wands going out. So I'm gonna pause this video so that we can look at the cards together. Yeah, see you soon. So the general reading, okay, so this is how I do most of my readings when I do open readings, and they are cheaper than like getting a full reading, obviously. And what I do is I pull one reading for the general, one card for the general energy, 3 cards for where we are coming from, where we are heading, and how we're getting there, the outgoing energy of the reading. So let's start with the Fool. As I said, this is the start of something new. This is the embodiment of all of this energy that I just spoke about, with Uranus being retrograde in Taurus, and Taurus ruling the second house, which is encompassing all of Capricorn, which has these major karmic clearing placements that we have going on here, especially with Saturn being in its home sign of Capricorn. It's a big deal right now. With his full moon being in Aquarius, and that brings us back to why the Uranus and Taurus is important, because Uranus rules Aquarius, and we have that in the 3rd house, which is about communication. So we're gonna focus on the cards here, because I like to keep the cards on YouTube and the planets on Instagram. So let's talk about this and let's get some clarifying cards. I was using this deck to do clarifiers, but we're just going to use Tarot del Fuego by Roberto Cavolo for our general reading today, because it was calling to me. So this is brand new energy, which we see here with the Fool. We are starting on a journey because we're all revved up and we're ready to go. There's a lot of fire on our ass, really. And you know, he's got his bag with him. He's like, you know what? I feel like intuitively I need to move forward. And I gotta let go of some things. I gotta leave from what I once knew and move in to the future and go find my fortune. And I like to think about the Hobbit when I think about the Fool card and how it is essentially the embodiment of the Fool card. So if you've never seen The Hobbit, if you've never read The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, read it, watch it, because it is the Fool's journey, and you will see that you may start off and people may be like, what are you doing? That's so crazy. Nobody's ever done anything like that before. You're ridiculous. Why are you doing this? But essentially, at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense to you, and you don't have to have anybody else's approval because you know intuitively that it's for you. And that you are going to be leveled up by the time that you are finished with this journey. Go forth and find your fortune, because people will remember you and people will tell tales of you. We came from the Knight of Pentacles energy. We have the Knave of Cups in reverse. You know, we've been riding forth with something to believe in because we've had a lot of faith in the fact that we could get what we wanted if we just persevered through it. And it has not been necessary. It has not been easy because this is a lot of new feelings. This is a very new way of experiencing life and moving forward. It's not felt particularly great, but we have been seeing the payoff. Even if other people haven't been seeing it, we have. And so right now we're entering into this energy of, and we have the Justice card. We're balanced, and that was from the bottom of the deck. And we have, let me move my computer so that we can get a little bit more space in this reading. Got the Fool right here. You have the Knave of Cups, the Justice card, and the Eight of Swords all here for the Knight of Pentacles. And, you know, it's been a long journey. It's been quite difficult because we have been really holding our feet over the fire for what we believe in and what we stand for, because we've been showing up for ourselves in ways that we have never done before. We've been more genuine and honest and enacting boundaries that have been so necessary, that we've needed to protect ourselves and to protect our sanity. That is what we have been doing. And it has been truly monumental. It has been truly healing. It has been truly life-changing, and it has also been challenging. As you can see with the Eight of Swords, it has not been an easy road. We have had our mindsets, our beliefs tested, and we've had them shifted and completely transformed, and that is not an easy thing to go through. Transformation, yes, it is beautiful and it is necessary, but listen, when a caterpillar gets into its cocoon, its body completely dissolves into goo. Not only does it have to build its own cocoon, who even knows if it knows what it's doing? It has to build its own cocoon, which is a ton of work, but then its complete bodily makeup is transformed into this goo. It's dissolved in and of itself, and it comes back anew, completely reconfigured, completely reformed into a butterfly. Everything that it had to go through comes out on the other side, and we're just like, wow, that is a beautiful process. Look at you, butterfly. You are gorgeous, right? It's not necessarily how most people feel about caterpillars. I personally love caterpillars. But, you know, that's not an easy process to go through. That's what we have been going through. And we've just had to maintain faith in ourselves and persevere. Luckily, Neptune has been in Pisces with Lilith, and we have been vigilant about letting everybody know, you may not understand, but I do, and that's all that matters. You may not get it, but you will respect it. Keep on with that energy, because guess what now? We have reset the scales, Justice. We have reset the scales, and once again, transformation has been allowed to come in. And what do we have? The Hanged Man in reverse. Freedom from all that blood rushing to our head, the stagnation. I got the Temperance card so many times over the past few months, and it's not just because I'm a Sagittarius. I got the card because we had to be patient and wait for the right time, the divine time, for all this energy to be freed. And guess what? With this Aquarius full moon, it's been freed, honey. Yes, now is the time for that freedom. We get the 10 of Cups in reverse. All that waiting, all that anticipating, all that freeing of our feelings, all that vulnerability is going to be compensated now, recompensated now. All we needed was a little bit of patience. I know it's been hard, but we knew that it was worthwhile. And I know that sometimes it felt like maybe it wasn't. Maybe you lost some things that you really, really, really valued. But guess what? That's because you needed to shift perception of how much you valued those things. The moon in reverse, talking about that vulnerability. Yes, it does pay off. When we get into our cosmic bag and we move from our cosmic bag and we transmute iron into gold. We transmute pain into glory. We get a lot of transformation. We get a lot of transformation here. When we transmute those things, it pays off. And now all of that is going to come back to us. I'll be honest, it's a little bit disgusting to say, but I'll be honest. I've been walking into a lot of bathrooms where there's been feces that hasn't been flushed. And I even walked into the subway in New York City, which is not an uncommon thing, but it's the first time in a very long time that I've done this. I walked in only to find human feces on the staircase. And I think that's been very indicative of how Leo season and how the things that Leo season has been showing to me is I keep walking into other people's shit. And I have to deal with the consequences of other people not being responsible about their shit. And I have been more mindful of how, maybe like the plumbing sucks here. And I've been more mindful to make sure that that's not me who's leaving shit around for people to have to walk into and have to deal with, because frankly, it's disgusting. Like, that's what I've been dealing with lately. And I think that it's very, important that I see that symbology, because essentially it's time for us to realize where we've been dealing with other people's shit and we don't have to. And also being more conscious of how other people have been dealing with our shit because we haven't been responsible enough. Don't let other people's shit keep you caught up. You gotta move forward for your own self. Keep it pushing. And honestly, you just gotta kick you gotta keep it pushing. You gotta kick the flush and get it the hell out of there. Do what you gotta do and get out of that situation. Don't let other people's shit get you caught up. It's been happening a lot. It's pretty disgusting. But it also points us to realize a lot of the time, you know, we get caught up in situations where we're so worried about what other people think and what other people feel. The Hanged Man. We can't make our decisions because we're so worried about the consequences of how it's going to impact us from the outside in perspective in relation to everything around us. But we get the Hanged Man in reverse because at the end of the day, other people's shit is not our problem. If other people got a problem with it, it is what it is. Kick the flush and keep it pushing. Do what you got to do and keep it pushing because you got things to do. You got your own shit to deal with. Other people's shit should not be keeping you from realizing what you need to realize and manifesting what you need to manifest in this life. We get the Three of Pentacles. Kick the flush. Take the ego out of it. This is not something personal. This is something that they did. And honestly, it's a reflection on them more than it is a reflection on me. So I kick the flush that other people's crap out of my life, and I keep it pushing. And it pays off because I don't have time to waste. I understand that they are going to do what they are going to do. And I can be compassionate about that. Maybe they didn't know any better. Maybe it wasn't on purpose. And if it was, you know, like I said, that says so much more about them than it says about me. Kick the flush, keep it pushing. Don't worry about other people's shit. Keep moving forward. We get the Five of Wands in reverse because we are building structures and foundations that keep us safe and secure and protected from the outside world. No, it does not shut us off and keep us alienated or isolated. But it provides a support system to be able to move forward in ways that are healthy for us. And then we come into the Knight of Cups in reverse. All those lessons turn to blessings and we receive our abundance in full. All that pain pays off because it turns into glory. And it's coming to us now with this Aquarius Full Moon. Lean into the insights, lean into the love, lean into the healing, lean into the blessings because it is all working for you, my loves. Thank you so much for watching. If you check out my Instagram at auntie_V, you're going to see some amazing insights, and I'm going to talk about the planets on my IGTV. I'm going to provide some mantras, some meditations, some help with intention setting. So check it out. I love you all truly and deeply, and I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, follow me on Instagram, and yeah, have a beautiful, wonderful, transformative full moon in Aquarius, and I'll see y'all later.